What's going on, my dummies, and welcome to another Behind the Firewall. I know this is really late. I'm trying to keep up with these Behind the Firewalls. Cards got leaked extremely quickly, so unfortunately I'm not able to keep up with it as much. But today we're going over Omnimon Zwart D, which is one of the two secret rares. When I click off this, you will see the other secret rare. If you haven't heard of it already, it is Omnimon with the X antibody. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into Zwart D, and then I'm going to go over some cards that I think would work really well with the deck in general. So he's 15 to play normally, 3 to evolve on a purple or black Digimon level 6, which is really cool because he's really cheap. He's a 13k body, which is similar to a Digimon that's over in the bottom right corner named Blastmon. So, like, he's a level 7 Blastmon pretty much, stat-wise. He's got 3 abilities. The first ability is Insecurity, which is awkward. The attacking Digimon does not battle this Digimon Insecurity. You get to play the card without paying its mana cost. So you just straight up just play a Zwart D whenever you hit him Insecurity, which is really cool. Secondly, when we Digivolve into him, he gets to delete one of our opponent's Tamers, which is really cool because, like, it doesn't have to destroy our own, so we're able to play Tamers and get away with it. Lastly, it says, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So basically, you can crash into another Digimon and make sure it dies. Or if they have a 13-body Nihogmon for whatever reason, attack security, and you get to play the Zwart D for free. And the next turn, you can attack into that Nihogmon, destroy it, trigger his on deletion, destroy something else. So that's a really cool card. I really do enjoy Zwart D entirely. And there is a card I forgot to add to this. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. And we're going to go up. Alright, so the cards that kind of work really well with this. I'm going to start with the black cards, then we're going to go to purple. Because purple, I couldn't find a lot of synergies, a lot of really cool stuff. But first off, I'm only going to put one of these, but there is actually 2 of these that actually work. It's Raiji Ludomon. Okay, he is the level 5. There is also a level 4 that has the same exact inheritable skill. It says, when attacking, the Digimon that is level 7, as long as it's level 7, de-Digivolve 1. So this allows us to keep things low. We can play it more controlly. That's one way we can go about it. So it is what it is, but eh. And the next Digimon is Men Amon. This card in particularly, I was kind of on the fence about even including, and then I was like, no, I should probably include this. So when we it's got reboot, but when we Digivolve into it, we return one of Virus Attribute level 7 Digimon from our trash to our hand. Since Zwart D is Virus type, and since we're wanting to hit him in security, and since he is really cheap to play, and we'll be crashing in a lot most times, like we're using him as a kill spell, or we don't care if he dies because he takes something with him most of the time. I believe that this card is actually a really good one to have, because we're able to get that Zwart D back, especially if we're playing a turbo variant, which I'll get into after all this is said and done. In a turbo variant, we'll be able to go into Zwart D with, I think it's 7 memory altogether. Yeah, it should be 7 memory altogether. So if we turbo into him at 7 memory in total just to get to him, which is always a really good thing, because generically speaking, I think it's 10 memory that you're actually supposed to use to get to a level 7, or even more if it's a level 6. But like if we were just going like 2 to evolve level 4s, 3 to evolve level 5s, 3 or 4 to evolve level 6s, generically it's normally about 10 memory. So having the 7 instead, just getting up to the level 7 is really good. That's a memory per card. Moving forward, we have Guruman. I like this card because this card allows us to get a level 5 or lower black or red, so it's always going to be black Digimon when we Digivolve into it from the top of our deck equal to the number of cards our opponent controls. So like if we are playing a turbo variation, even though he's higher on the list or higher on the memory side to evolve, we're getting a free card in its place. So let's say we are playing a turbo variation and we're able to go into Guruman and then flip over cards, we get a level 5, like our 2 to evolve level 5, Mon Amon. We get to play the Mon Amon, And that's extra memory we got for free. So that's another really cool thing we can do about it. Plus, he does evolve into Zwart D with no issue whatsoever. Moving forward is Blastmon. I know Blastmon seen play whenever the set first came out. I really like this deck. In general, I feel like Zwart D kind of has a home with the Blastmon deck. Basically, he gives all of your opponents blocker without actually giving them blocker. When you attack with the Blastmon, your opponent can choose one of their Digimon and force Blastmon to attack it instead. He does have security attack +1, but he is only 3-2 evolve off of a black, and he is a 13k body, so he is a really, really big beat stick. Now, what I wanted to talk about with Blastmon, if you could put him in there, there's a card called Final Zubagon Punch. This is a 2-memory option card. The security effect adds it to the hand. The main effect is one of your Digimon gets plus 3,000 power until the end of your next turn, or your opponent's next turn. Then if that Digimon is at 16k power, so this makes Blastmon, and it also makes Zwart D to 16k power, so keep that in mind. That Digimon gains blocker, it gains reboot, and it gains security attack +1 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So we're giving plus 3k, blocker, reboot, and security attack +1 to Zwart D or Blastmon, which is really good because Blastmon attacks for 3 security. Zwart D, if he dies, he just destroys something anyway, so like you don't want to Terraforce it. So it is a really cool, interesting thing. I wanted to go over that. So that's another thing that you could play with it. Another card that I did not actually make a Behind the Firewall for is Metal Guruman. Now, it has a really interesting mechanic, and this allows you to be kind of aggressive if you have the Metal Garumon as your main lead Digimon and playing Zwart D with it to go into Zwart D afterwards and be able to do stuff. Metal Garumon is 11 to play normally, 3-2 evolve, 11k DP. It has reboot, and when we Digivolve it, we Digiburst 2. We get to delete one of our opponent's Digimon, whose cost is 6 or less. If a Digimon was not deleted by this effect, meaning if we could not delete one, we get to trash the top card of our opponent's security. So if they have a big dude, we trash the top card. If they don't have a big dude, we get rid of it. So like that's also a really cool thing that Metal Gurumon's capable of doing, is being able to manipulate the board state, and if not, being able to deal a damage. So we're able to, like, let's say we do end up destroying something. When they start coming back and starting to evolve into other stuff, we can easily just go, cool, Zwart D. And that allows us to be able to make it difficult for our opponents to be able to get rid of Zwart D. Like, Zwart D himself makes it difficult to get rid of. The other card that came out for Zwart D, I wanted to go over him as well. Just so you guys have all your options in the row. You can't really see him, but it's Black War Greymon. He's got security attack +1 and reboot. 12k, 4-2 evolve. Not particularly cool. The reboot security attack +1, that is awkward. Those two mechanics I don't feel like should be together, but they are, and I can't complain about it. But yeah. Moving forward, we're going to go over the purple stuff, and now I'm going to tell you about the turbo variation that we can do. So, Dun Devimon, or Dome Devimon, however you want to call it, did not see very much play in Set 4, if any play in Set 4. He's 12 to play normally, 4-2 evolve, 12,000 DP. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to get up for a second. He is a Control-ES card. So basically, during our opponent's turn, once per turn, when your security stack is reduced, trash one of your opponent's security. So what's cool about this is if they attack your security, for example, they're losing a security. On top of which, if that security is Zwart D, for example, you get to play that card for free without paying its cost. So you get another 13k body on the battlefield. That makes it really hard for your opponent to deal with him. On top of that, dealing with Dun Devimon is kind of bad too because he's got an on-deletion skill. Of course, we want our opponent to deal with these cards. We don't want to deal with them ourselves. Like, Purple likes destroying their own stuff. I feel like with Zwart D and Dun Devimon, we are... And of course, I'm probably saying Dun Devi wrong. I think it's Dun Devimon. If I am saying it wrong, I apologize. I really, really mean this. Please don't light me on fire in the comments. But on deletion, your opponent trashes 2 cards from their hand. So with that being said, between Devimon and Zwart, our opponent can't really deal with these Digimon. And the more Digimon we play where our opponent has to choose to get rid of it or not, if they got to attack into it or not, they're losing card advantage. They're losing Digimon on the battlefield, and that's always a really good thing. Like, in this game, I feel like making your opponent choose to discard sometimes can ruin them if they don't know, like, because you have to go from level, like, we're taught to go from level 2 to level 3 to level 4. We don't want to hard play things. So, like, of course, if we make them discard, if they discard wrong and they don't draw right, then they could essentially lose the game or give us a lot of memory on the back end. The last card that I want to talk about is Kairi. Kairi actually works well because we want our security gone. She basically, when our security is reduced, she could be suspended to gain a memory. I just wanted to bring her up because she works with Devimon, so it is what it is. But anyways, I wanted to go over turboing. So one thing, level 5 wise, this stat right here is what we're looking at. So Black just got this in set 5, right? They already had Omnimon, which is a... Oh, no. There we go. They got Omnimon in BT2, but for us it was BT01 or 1.0. Here's Omnimon. He evolves for 1. So if we're able to go... I don't know. Let's just evolve into Guruman, go into Omnimon, go into the Monzimon, go into Hyandromon, which is a 2 cost to play. Then essentially, all that together was 5 memory, and we're at level 6. The Zwart just kind of makes itself up. Another thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that in set BT3, we ended up getting Boltmon, which is a 2-drop, which is in our set 1.0. He is a 2 to evolve, right? In set 5, we're actually getting a Digimon in here. I actually forgot this Digimon existed. Like, Dawn and Dusk is one of my favorites, but I actually forgot this existed, and this is actually a main Digimon in Dawn and Dusk, if I remember correctly. But his name is Zanbamon. He's 2 to evolve as well. So Purple might have a very easy way to turbo into Zwart. Just saying, like, between Boltmon and Zanbamon, and we have quite a few ways to excel with the level 4s and the level 5. So do your research, try to figure that out. But turboing with Purple would be easier. However, Purple has... their inheritable skills on their level 3s aren't as powerful. However, in Black, you could abuse the Guruman from BT2 or set 1.0 that basically allows us to draw a card when a Digimon with the same name is played. So if we do end up playing a Zwart after already having one, we get to draw a card off of that. So that's pretty cool. But guys, that is basically it. I kind of rambled there for a little while, just going over cards. But that is Zwart in his entireness. I guess the next episode, be looking out for it. I will be talking about Omnimon X or Omegamon X, no matter which way you call it. Oh god, that card is so good. We will go over it, and yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment. Let me know if there's any combos or any weird interactions that I might have missed that you guys think are noteworthy. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe bell. Every subscription helps, and it makes me put this content out a little bit faster. But until next time, guys, have a blessed one.